Miss Michelle. I'm the children's librarian at the Sheridan County Fulmer Public Library. And here's another session of Bookmarks. And I want to share with you this story by Bruce Coville called Jeremy Thatcher, Dragon Hatcher. Now this is a really neat book, and if you've not read it, you're going to really like it. But I'm just going to read a couple of pages and kind of get you a kind of taste for what's going on. Chapter 1, Love Letter of Doom. Jeremy Thatcher crumbled his paper in disgust. The dragon he'd been trying to draw looked like a dog with wings. "Be right back," he whispered to his friend Specimen. But as he started towards the paper cupboard, a sharp voice answered, "Something wrong, Mr. Thatcher?" Jeremy froze. One of the problems with having Mr. Kravitz for an art teacher was that you never knew when it was safe to get a fresh sheet of paper. Clearly, this was not one of those days. The tall, pudgy teacher lumbered over to stand in front of Jeremy. "Didn't you hear the school board has frozen spending?" he said. "That means no new paper orders for the rest of the year. So tell me, is another sheet of paper needed because the drawing was so bad, or because your talent is so important?" Mr. Kravitz gave Jeremy a smug, nasty smile and waited for him to answer. Jeremy hesitated. He wanted to say that his talent was that important, but he knew that answer would only bring more scorn. He decided to say nothing, and after a moment of uncomfortable silence, he turned and shambled back to his seat. As Jeremy slid into his chair, Specimen pointed to a square of lavender paper tucked under the corner of Jeremy's books. "From Mary Lou Hutton," he whispered. "Special delivery." Jeremy resisted the urge to reach out and grab the note. No sense in giving Mr. Kravitz something else to complain about, he thought. But what am I supposed to do now? My paper is gone. Mr. Kravitz won't let me get more, and I got 15 minutes to go before art is over. His eyes drifted back to the note. He found himself reaching toward the paper. Quickly he drew his hand back. "Where's Mr. Kravitz?" Looking around, Jeremy spotted the art teacher bending over Jerem Migan's desk. Probably telling him in detail what's wrong with his picture, thought Jeremy. Pretending to look at something else, he tugged the lavender square from its hiding place, unfolded it, and began to read. Before Jeremy could finish, Mr. Kravitz came up and snatched the note from his fingers. "Well, Mr. Thatcher," he said gleefully, "I see you've forgotten my feelings about notes in the classroom." Jeremy's cheeks began to burn. "Give it back," he said. "I'm afraid I can't do that," said Mr. Kravitz with mock sincerity. "It's against my rules. However, since you didn't have a chance to read it to yourself, I will read it aloud for you before I destroy it." "Don't," said Jeremy in a terror. But Mr. Kravitz began. "Dear Jeremy," he read in mincing tones, "I think you are incredibly cute, even if you're the shortest boy in the 6th grade. I'm going to kiss you after school today if it's the last thing I ever do." Mr. Kravitz said, "Oh yes, there's a P.S. According to this, you have beautiful eyes." The classroom rocked with laughter. Jeremy closed his beautiful eyes, his face so hot that even the tips of the ears would burn. Mr. Kravitz folded the note and tucked it in his pocket. "No need to embarrass the person who wrote this by reading her signature," he said. "Let's just remember that notes are not appreciated in this classroom." The injustice made Jeremy's head spin. For trying to read a note someone else had given him, he was made to suffer a complete humiliation. Yet the person who sent the note was getting off with only a warning. What was going on here? It didn't take long for him to figure out the answer. Mary Lou's father was on the school board, so Mr. Kravitz wasn't going to embarrass her. Jeremy quivered with the unfairness of all. "It stinks," he said to Specimen after him. "Stinks, stinks, stinks." And I'm going to put my bookmark there, just so I remember where my place is. And so the characters know I'm going to come back. But it's interesting because where's the dragon in the book? Maybe it's on the next page. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time, but I'm going to kind of see what's going to happen. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. Oh.